Hey, something I want to talk to you guys about today is, I've been looking at another motorcycle. My wife, she wants to get her motorcycle endorsement, and she said something that I really haven't really thought about. She said, as soon as I learn how to ride a motorcycle and pass the MSF course, I really want to get an automatic bike. And I'm like, oh yeah, they do make automatic bikes. And I was just kind of doing some research on, bikes like the 1100 DCT, where it's dual clutch transmission. And it's essentially, there's no clutch, there's no shifting, right? It's just kind of like acts like a scooter, but it's on motorcycle power, right? And, for me, I had to ask myself, I'm like, well, why didn't I go with that? And would I like motorcycling, and I still love motorcycling without shifting gears. 2.5 months of riding now, I think that automatic bikes are good to get people in, right? Those that are scared to shift or don't want to shift anymore, people have been riding for years and they don't want to shift anymore, I think that it's a great bike. I don't look down upon automatic bikes. As long as you're on two wheels and you're happy, hey, ride what you want to ride. I think it's a personal choice, and it's a heated debate, especially in the motorcycle community, where it's like, okay, is it a peer experience and all of that? For me personally, it's not pure enough for me. So I learned on a manual. I actually like shifting gears. I actually love everything about riding a traditional motorcycle where you have to switch up and down gears. I think that's part of the fun. I feel totally connected to my bike, and I feel like I have to pay attention more. And honestly, when you get proficient enough, you don't have to think about some of these things anymore. Downshifting, rev matching, anything that is associated with riding a manual motorcycle. And honestly, in the state of Florida, and I don't know about other states, but in order for you to ride an automatic motorcycle legally on the road, you have to get your endorsement, right? And what do you have to do to get your endorsement? You have to go through either an MSF course or your DMV, and you're probably going to, especially for the MSF course, you're going to be learning on a manual bike. So I would suggest, before you make that decision and saying, if you're one of those people that said, you know what, I don't want to deal with the clutch, I'm scared of the clutch, right? I'm a beginner and I just want to twist the throttle and go. Pass your MSF course first and see how proficient you get with riding a manual first, right? Because you might be really good at it. It might be for you, and you might, because you don't really know what you don't know, right? You might say you don't like it now because it's just intimidating, but what if it wasn't intimidating and you were actually really good at shifting gears to the point where you actually liked it, right? You might not want an automatic bike, or you know what, you gave it a chance, you've been riding for a little bit now, you absolutely hate switching gears. Okay, look at an automatic bike. Nothing wrong with that. No one cares what you ride. Do what makes you happy. You know what I mean? Like for advanced riders too, there's just some advanced riders that are really good with the manual, but they're like, you know what, switching gears is not really part of my fun. I just want to pay attention to the road. I just want to have a good time, get the wind in my hair, things like that. That's totally fine too. And you also, people, if you're like this, if you look down on people who want an automatic motorcycle, think about this, all right? An older man or woman has arthritis in their hands. They want to keep riding, and they can, but they can't grip it anymore, right? They can't use their hands as well as they used to anymore. or something wrong with their feet or ankles or something like that, where, you know, shifting is harder, they should totally be able to ride a motorcycle, right? So there's a time and place for any type of motorcycle, whether it's a manual, traditional motorcycle, or an automatic motorcycle, you know. But yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about automatics, they've come a long way. Honda makes an awesome DCT. I still have to, you know, drive one and see how it's like and see how it is personally. But, you know, I can tell you that even if I do like it, I still really love shifting gears. I think that is part of the experience, and I would rather do it. It's part of the fun. I already know I like doing it. So, yeah, so ask yourself those questions. It's like, you know, why are you getting an automatic, right? Or why are you sticking with a manual, right? So let me know in the comments how you feel about the situation. You know, my wife, she's going to have to go through the MSF course. I'm, you know, slowly training her up right now to get ready for the MSF course while it's fresh in my brain, right? And then I urged her to, you know, hey, you know, before you make that decision buying an automatic bike, let's just get through the course first and see how you feel. Because once you're going to have to pass the MSF course in order to get your endorsement, in order to go get a bike that is an automatic that you can actually drive. So I would make that decision, especially for new riders, when you have learned how to ride a manual, because chances are you're going to have to learn on a manual, right? There's not many places that are going to let you take the course with an automatic bike. The majority of the bikes out there are still manual motorcycles, you know, and automatic motorcycles have been out for a while now, which is great, and I think that it's going to continue to grow. But I don't think manual motorcycles are going to go anywhere anytime soon. Right? There's just too many people that love the manual transmission. You know, the pros and cons too, just on the top of my head, just by my research, just so you guys don't have to look it up, right? So automatic transmissions, the pros, you don't have to shift, right? Number one. Number two, you can keep your eyes on the road. It's one less thing that you have to worry about. It's going to keep you safer, right? Especially if you're kind of timid to, you know, you don't either have the coordination or you just don't want to think about it anymore. You know, you can do it, but you'd rather not, right? Keep your eyes on the road. Be safe, right? So kind of the cons to it, well, what I've been hearing is that slow speed maneuvers are a little different on an automatic transmission, okay, because it wants to go into the highest gear possible each and every time, and so you're not going to have a clutch to feather out in first gear or stay in the friction zone. The people that have test rode automatics that have tried to do slow speed maneuvers, they were able to do it, but with a combination of brakes and rear brakes. And they can kind of do it, but it's really, if you've learned on a manual motorcycle and know what type of control you have in first gear in the friction zone, you're not going to get that with an automatic, right? So you're not going to win any kind of competitions or skills competitions with an automatic bike. I mean, you certainly could if you were skilled enough, but if you've learned on a manual and you know what that control is like, the automatic is simply not there. Not to say that you can't do it or that you can't do slow speed maneuvers like U-turns and things like that. It's just the feeling is a lot different, or so I'm told from other YouTube videos that I've seen. So, and with the manual motorcycle, the pro is, hey, it's fun. If you think that as a positive, it's fun. You have more control. In first gear, you have more control of your gears. You feel planted and grounded with what you're riding because you're involved in all aspects of your body. For some, it helps you pay attention more to what you're doing. And so, yeah, I mean, just quickly, I mean, that's just kind of pros and cons to each a manual motorcycle and an automatic motorcycle. But honestly, I want you to do what you want to do. You know, automatics too are more expensive, right? Like, you know, Honda Goldwing, you know, the 1100 is the most expensive Rebel. Not that that's really expensive, but you got to think about cost too and maintenance. Automatics, there's more parts that can go wrong in an automatic transmission. It's less gas efficiency goes down by a little bit. As you guys know, that manual transmissions actually save a little bit on gas. So yeah, so at that time, you know, bringing it back full circle, when my wife passes, and I know she will because she's doing such an awesome job, I'm going to share some videos of her progress at some point in time. But anyways, she will pass. I know it. And when she gets her endorsement, I'll encourage her to get whatever she is comfortable with. Because at that point, she knows how a manual feels. And then so she can assess whether she wants an automatic motorcycle. And if she wants one, hey, I'm happy to oblige. We'll get her one. You know, so, all right, well, those are my thoughts on automatic motorcycles. And so, you know, to each their own. Do what you want to do. Don't think that, oh, well, if I get an automatic, people are going to look down on me, or I can't go to a Harley. It's like, you know what? Who freaking cares? Drive what you want to drive. Ride what you want to ride. Whatever is comfortable to you. And honestly, we're all at different skill levels. And you need to ride within your comfort and within your skill level. And so if buying the proper bike for you and you feel really comfortable with an automatic bike, get an automatic bike. But if you really love a manual, hey, that's okay too. Just, you know, I would just caution anybody to like not look down on anybody that is riding an automatic motorcycle or comparing it to a scooter. You know, it's really not. Right? It doesn't really matter what other people ride. But I think it's a neat concept. And I'm going to test drive one myself, right? But I'm pretty sure that it hasn't even occurred and came across my mind that I don't want to shift. To me, it's just kind of like a pure experience for me. I love using all my appendages to drive this motorcycle, and I'm learning every day. So all right, well, that concludes this episode. I will catch you guys later.